I guess I want to give you guys a super simple tip. If you're struggling and you want to head in the right direction, what happened? People want results fast. So what happens is we always do more than maybe we should or we can at that moment. So this is true for nutrition. You want to lose weight real fast, so you try to change your diet, but then you struggle, you fall off the wagon. Um, or it can be the same thing with workout. You're like, okay, I'm going to work out 6 days a week, and then you miss Monday, then you kind of get down, and then you don't end up working out maybe 0 days a week, and that's a real problem. Is like this what am I trying to say? I've trained 3 times. I've trained like 3 hours today, and I can't think. This all or nothing mentality. It's important to get away with that. Get away from that. The best thing you can do if you're struggling, with your nutrition habits or whatever nutritionally you're trying to do, if you're on a certain diet or even training wise, maybe the training program. If you're struggling and you end up doing basically nothing or very close to it because you're struggling, because you miss Monday and then you just skip the rest of the week, or you're trying to do paleo or maybe keto and you mess up in the morning, then you're like, oh, whatever, and you just kind of go off the wagon for a day or two. You're much better off is just regressing it. So think about that. Think about if you're struggling and you're really not being super successful, how can I make this easier? And make it easier until you can do it on a consistent basis. And I promise you, when you make it easier and then you start doing it on a consistent basis, you're going to be able to go to the level that you really want to get to. But it's just a super to do this, we have to put our ego aside and just kind of be like, hey, I'm not at this level right now. I need to make it easy on myself so I can be consistent, and then maybe I can get to that level. And this is something that, especially with nutrition, people have a hard time doing, but this is pretty standard in all areas of life. You can't jump into it and do something super advanced. Usually have very hard time doing it on a consistent basis. And this is something that happens a lot with, like, when I've been doing like a ton of jiu-jitsu. Like, if you don't have a good foundation, you can't do the cool submissions, the chokes, the arm bars. Same thing with strength training. Is like, if you start right with a barbell, trying to do barbell squats, barbell deadlifts, you're probably going to get hurt. And again, you're not going to be able to do it on a consistent basis. Same thing with if you're trying to get ready for a race and you immediately start like trying to run 3 miles a day, you're probably getting banged up and hurt, and you're not going to be consistent. And anything that stops you from being consistent is not good for results, and you're not going to get good results. So a lot of times you have to put your ego aside and just be like, hey, I'm not at this level now, but if I make this easier, regress it a little bit, really focus on making it easier so I can be consistent, you'll soon be able to maybe do the hard stuff that you want to get to. So easiest thing you can do if you're struggling is not do anything. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just make it easier, and just think to yourself, how can I make what I'm currently trying to do a little easier? So maybe you're trying to check calories through MyFitnessPal and you're having trouble with that. Maybe instead of doing that, maybe maybe a journal would be easier for you, or maybe just jotting what you eat on a notepad on your cell phone, or maybe just taking pictures of all your meals would be easier. Or maybe you don't track calories, you just do something simple like, I'm going to drink 80 ounces of water, or I'm going to make sure that I have protein and a vegetable with each meal. Again, think about how you can regress it to make it easier.